Hey you guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Creating Cash Flow, where I take my portfolio from $0 to $1 million a month in passive income earnings. And today we are going to be talking about Fundrise. My little brother, who's actually in college right now, he just heard about Fundrise, threw $100 into it, and he's going to be walking us through a little bit more detail and a little bit more information about Fundrise and what the account screen looks like. And there is a really cool calculator feature that he walks us through that basically can we'll talk about it in the show. And before I turn it over to our Zoom call, if you find this helpful, anything, please leave a like. It helps with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Think about subscribing and then just do it. And yeah, all right, let's jump over to the Zoom.
You're in college investing in real estate. That's kind of cool. Tell me about why you invested in fundraising.
Yeah, I was attending a real estate group at the college that I'm near. I was just there with some friends and they were doing a competition, but I was too busy to actually enter into the competition. It was you kind of make like a deck of what would be like a good investment and you show that to whoever is coming. There's like a certain company that was coming. But anyways, one of the guys there that I was with, he told me about Fundrise. And so I just kind of went and invested. I just put like $100 into it.
Hmm.
Um, so
Did
I
you
just wanted to kind of,
did you do like any pre-looking anything up, or you just kind of went off that guy? You trusted him. You're like, oh, I'll throw $100 at it.
oh yeah, I just trusted him. So he's done real estate internships where he's dealt with this last one he dealt with over like $2 billion in real estate transactions as
Hmm.
an intern. So like he's seen the market a ton. He's seen a lot of stuff, and I trusted him. I took his word for it, and so when he texted me over the link to download the app, I went downloaded it, signed up, and then I just threw like $100 into it because I'm like, you know what? Um, I mean, what bad could $100 do? Like, it might go down, but it might go up, and hopefully it goes up. So it wasn't until just recently talking to you, Dal, where I was thinking, you know what, I'm gonna do some research into this. So that's what I wanted to kind of show you guys. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I just wanted to walk you guys through this. So this is just the start page for fundrise.com. You can also download the app. It's like they work exactly the same. But I did a little bit of like research into them. They started in 2010. Two brothers started them out of Washington, D.C. And then they ended up launching in 2012. So they have a little bit of history, which is really nice. Dallin, you mentioned here.co, and I guess based off of your video, it sounded like they're pretty new. So I think it's really nice to have a company that is, I guess, pretty well established in this space.
Yeah. No,
Um,
that was one thing when I looked up their website. I was like, the design of their website is a little old school, honestly. So that makes sense that they've been around for a bit.
yeah, but one thing I like is, I mean, they're recognized by Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Bloomberg, all these companies down here that you see, which is it's nice to see that when you're looking at a company to invest into that they're actually legit.
Yeah. Yep.
So here we'll come back through this a little bit. It's annual returns, and it has it from the past few years. I think it's past 5 years, but I'll come back up to that. Um, so far they've had 371,000 active investors, and with that, I looked up. So I'm doing an internship right now on mergers and acquisitions, and so I'm doing a lot of company sourcing. And so I basically did what I would have done for any other company with Fundrise, and I found that they've raised between 350 to 390 million, with more than 200 assets. And it looks like right here $7 billion plus in total assets, which is pretty sweet off of I guess that 390 million that they've raised.
Hmm.
And I'll talk to you a little bit about net dividends when we get to kind of my profile. But anyways, this is what I really wanted to show you guys is the real-time returns of the client accounts. So as you can see these pop up here. We'll look down here at the so it compares Fundrise with public REITs, which is real estate investment trusts, if you didn't know that, and then public stocks. So last year was their best year, obviously, with 22.99%. That's an average growth off of the accounts that their clients have. I guess a little bit more in depth on that is there's different stages of investing within Fundrise. It all depends on how much you've invested into them. So there's like a starter account, which is anywhere from $10. You can start with $10 up to $999, and then you get more advanced with anywhere from $1,000 to $4,999, and then 5,000 plus is I guess their highest tier of investing within the company.
Hmm.
And um, you can have different objectives. So if you're looking for investing into real estate as your income, like this is how you're making your money, those people had an average of 17.98% increase with 4.96% paid out in dividends. Whereas if you're looking for long-term growth, which I personally think that's really what real estate is, it's not a quick get me rich quick scheme. It's something that you want to put your money into, and it's years down the road is when you realize that increase of wealth. And so if you have a growth objective, your average was 25.12%. So I guess to put that in perspective, if you invested $100, then your account increased in year 2021 by $25.12, which I think is pretty cool with only investing $100. But then with their dividends, they only receive 2.92%. So it's like 2% less of a dividend payout, which totally is okay. I mean, the rest of that money is in your account and it's growing.
So real quick, West, how do you how do you choose that? Is that just like when you are onboarding or something, you get to choose which path you want to do, or at what point do you choose like which path you're taking?
Yeah, for sure. So it really depends on how much you have invested. So currently, I only have $100 in, and so I'm technically with a starter account. There's a lot you can do with the starter account, but you're pretty limited. So I went in, I tried to see, okay, can I say I want income or growth as my objective? But it looks like so they want me to invest so I'm up now at so when you initially invest, um, they'll give you, I think, like 10 extra dollars into your account, which is really nice. So I put in an initial investment of $100. They
Mm.
gave me an extra 10.
Yeah.
Um, and currently my account it's down 2%. So I have something like 107 $0.85 in that account. But still, like with my initial $100 investment, I'm up $7.85, which I think is pretty cool. But I guess getting into those income or growth objectives, you will have to invest more than my guess is probably $1,000 or potentially even $5,000 to answer.
Okay, so that makes sense. So basically, it's based on how much money you've invested into Fundrise, and that gets you different levels of access to what they offer you.
Right. It's basically like if you're doing like a streaming service and like say Hulu, for example, you want to get like the lowest end, you have most shows that you can watch, but then you also have ads and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the more that you invest, you unlock more levels, I guess, of investing, and you can do more with your account.
Yep, that makes sense. That's way cool.
Yeah. So, but one thing I really wanted to show you guys is the past 5 years from 2017 up until now, Fundrise has only had an increase. Whereas you can look at the public REITs, 2018, they were down. 2020 when I guess all hell broke loose across the whole world. They were also down. And then this year they're down a whole lot by 28.34%. And that's with, I guess, your regular publicly traded or sometimes privately traded public REITs. And then you also see the stock market here. So I just think it's cool that every year, the past 5 years, they've had an increase. And if we could go back to 2012 when they first launched, my guess would be that they would have as well only an increase. And we
Yeah,
can also
that's
see,
really good.
yeah, the worst quarter, they were up, 0.09%, which isn't a lot, but at least you're not in the negatives. So it's pretty trusting, in my opinion, if you were to invest.
That's awesome. Do you have, I see that the other tab over there is your account. Do you care about showing us how it looks like once you create an account and how you can look at your portfolio?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go in and do that. Okay, so this is my account. Like I was telling you guys earlier, right now I have $107.85 in my account. I initially invested $100. They gave me the extra 10. So currently net returns is negative 2.15, which I'm not mad about. I mean, this is a long-term investment, and I wouldn't invest into Fundrise if you're looking into like a get rich quick scheme. This is something that you want to hold your money in for a long time. So down like you were asking, so my current account level is I'm at a starter account. So it'll show your progress to get to the next level. So I have $893 remaining before I can upgrade my account to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I think is really cool is depending on what level you're at, they have like an investor's guide. So they have short videos that are super easy to understand, and they go through kind of everything within the app, and also just investing into real estate in general, which is really nice to look at.
Yep.
Then if we click here on, let's see, our portfolio up top. So we can see there are 67 active projects, it looks like, that I'm invested into with only $100. So I think that's pretty cool that with only $100 invested, I am in 67 different real estate projects. And we'll look at it this way. And like you were talking about earlier, Dallin, about here.co. So to my understanding, they're a rental only company, right? They just invest into real estate rentals.
Yeah, short-term rentals, I believe single family homes only as well.
Okay, sweet. So if that's what you're into, definitely go over there. But I really like this because it's very diversified. So as you can see over here, under this type section, most of the homes that I am invested into are single family rentals. We got some multifamily and then also industrial. And as you can see, it's all across the country, and it shows the investment size here off to the side. So it shows you how much money it cost for this development or this project that they're invested into.
So like that single family rental in Palm Bay, Florida is $21.6 million.
Let's click on it. So from what it looks like, view details, I want to say that the $21,000 or $21 million, it's not the house itself, but more so like a community of homes. So it looks like they, and correct me
So
if
like they got a, sorry, go for it.
oh no, you go for it. What are you saying?
Like they bought like a portfolio of single family homes that cost them $21.6 million, and that was one of the homes in the portfolio. Is that what they're saying?
Honestly, I don't know 100%. That could be, but yeah, my guess is it's like a community of, yeah, rental home community in Palm Bay, Florida. So it's not a single home, it's more so a community. So my guess would be there's several homes within that community that you are invested into.
Okay, yeah, got it.
That makes sense.
Yep.
And then another thing I want to show you guys was this calculator. So with only $100 invested, this is what's really cool to kind of come and look at. What's really cool is if I leave just my $100 in invested, so by the time I'm 67 years old, I'll have $7,000 in my account, which is pretty cool. And you can adjust it here. So say you want to invest $100 every month. With $100 invested, now your $7,000 becomes $872,000. And so on and so forth. So yeah, it's pretty cool to kind of come and play around with. And then one thing I wanted to show you guys.
Wait, real quick on the calculator, if I could ask a few questions on that, because that is awesome. Can you, on the returns, is that like total returns, do you know, or is that including dividends? Because I'd be curious also about the dividends, but it kind of looks, now that I'm looking at this a little closer, it looks like it's overall return. So you put in $100. I guess how do you get your money out?
Yeah, so these are all really good questions. So with if we're investing $100 a month, you'll see that by the time I am 67, so I'm 21 right now. I will have invested $55,900, and the returns would be, I guess, not in dividends like you're saying. This would be your total returns.
So that could potentially be dividends plus appreciation of the property value.
Right. So like I was talking about earlier with the income and growth objective portfolios, if you are doing the income objective, your 17.98% increase on your account, and you're paid out 4.96%. So it's not like you're saying you're adding an additional 4.96 to that 17.98%. It's just out of that 17.98% that your account has increased, your payout is going to be 4.96%. And so to put that in terms of, I have $100 invested, my total returns would be $17.98, but my total payout is going to be $4.96. So $4.96 is coming into my account, whereas the rest of that money will be in the account on Fundrise.
Yep, that's cool. No, that's awesome.
Sweet. Do you have any more questions on this one?
No, that calculator is way fun. So if you can put it at like, I guess, when do you want to, you could say like when I want to retire or whatever, and then figure out exactly how much you would have to invest monthly until you hit those numbers.
Right. And I wanted to come over here and show you what my goal was. So I have a path to $1 million is my goal. And to get on track, I need to be investing $895 a month.
Okay.
So, and I put my goal in that by the time I am, so 25 years from now, when I'm 46 years old, I will have $1,034,000 in the account. But that does mean that I have to figure out how I can invest $895 a month into my account.
Yep. Yep. No, that's way cool.
So I think it's pretty cool. You can do whatever you want. If you want to be a billionaire, put path to a billion, and you can do that.
Yeah, that's a way cool. So you can really customize it towards what you want, and then it diversifies your your real estate portfolio and like pretty much on autopilot. So when they said, hey, you're invested in 67 different real estate properties, do you get to choose what portfolio you're buying into, or is it kind of like, hey, they're doing a round right now, a raise for the like this portfolio, and so if you're coming in right now, like if I came in and invest $100, would I be in the same portfolio as you? You might not know, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, those are super good questions. And I guess referring back to your video on here, it looks like since they're such a brand new company, they're showing you exactly like, look, these are the rental homes that you can invest into. Fundrise is a lot bigger. I guess they just been around longer. And so for me, I was just kind of thrown into these, let's see. I was thrown into these projects, and my guess is that these are all 67 active projects are the ones that they are raising money for right now.
Yeah.
So my bet is that there is a pool of money that everyone throws stuff into, and from that they dish out money to each of the different investments. So these are transactions made. I guess we can look at this, see if that says anything. I guess this is a little bit off topic from what your question is, but these show dividends that paid out. So far I've received 6 cents in dividend payouts, which isn't going to make you rich, but
So you see on that left graph where it says dividends, appreciation, advisory fees, and
yeah,
they haven't taken any advisory fees yet. So I just obviously you haven't made money, so maybe they only take advisory fees on appreciation or something like that.
right. That very well could be it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to dive into this more, but this looks way awesome because it's like a very low risk way to invest in real like all different types of real estate. Because when you invest with here.co, it's pretty cool, but you're investing in a specific home, and even more specifically, you're kind of investing in the short-term rental market, which is good right now, but who knows, who knows how good that will be for how long, but this is single family homes, multifamily properties. It does, maybe some of them are short-term rentals, but also maybe they're all just long-term rentals. And then they have like the industrial, the mixed use type stuff, which is it's pretty nice. And I love these types of things that make it completely autopilot, which is another thing which I don't know. I'm just thinking about if I'm going to be investing $100 every month, do you know if you have to go in there and manually invest it, or can you go through and just set up your bank and say, hey, just every month pull $100 into
Yep.
my account so that you get to reach your goals without thinking at all?
Yeah, so you can set up an auto payment. So like for my goal of $895 invested each month, I can go and set up an auto payment that every month, and you can even get it so specific as to the specific day of the month. So if you're not getting your paycheck until the 14th or 15th, or very end of the month, and you're going to be needing those funds those first couple of weeks of the month, then you can say, okay, every 16th after I get my paycheck, I'm going to invest $895 for me.
Yep. Yep.
You can even split it up into different payments. So if you are on what most people are getting a bi-weekly income, right? They're getting paid out every 2 weeks.
Yep.
You can say, I'm going to be investing $450 on the 16th and $450 on whatever the last day of the month is.
Yeah, that's cool. So it's completely customizable.
Exactly.
That's way cool. Dang, dude. Well, thank you so much for jumping on and talking us through Fundrise. I know you piqued my interest. I definitely want to dive in and check out a few more details and throw some money, honestly, throw some money in there. I definitely would at least throw in $100 to see how it grows and see what my goal, like based on my goals. And like, I'm interested in setting all of those goals up and like the customization and even just the learning that the calculator could give me. So I appreciate you walking me through it. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you find out about any other cool stuff, hit me up so we can bring you back on and you can talk us through it and tell us kind of what your strategy is, what you're thinking. But it's pretty awesome. I wish I would have been able to get started in real estate when I was in college. I didn't know how. I didn't know, maybe Fundrise was probably around. I didn't know about it though. So I'm a little behind. I'm on the trailing. I'm trailing, but I'll try and catch up.
Yeah, and hey, the best time to start investing is now. So you haven't done it yet, get going as soon as you can. And the greatest thing I think about Fundrise is you can start with as little as $10. I would bet that every single person watching this right now could figure out how to find $10 and throw it into Fundrise. And with what happened with my account, I'm sure it's the same for everyone, is they gave me an extra $10 after a couple days of being invested with them. So now your $10 goes to 20. And then something I forgot to mention that's super cool is every person that you invite to join Fundrise, you'll get an extra $25 in your account. So if you only have $10, invest that $10, it'll become 20. Leave that invested. Tell your friends, tell your family, your coworkers. If you're on a sports team, tell them and invite them to come and join. And they only have to invest $10 and you will be receiving $25 into your account.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can we'll add our links into the comments down below so that they can go through and you should use Weston's link to go and join and he can get that $25 to his account and then you'll also get $25 or potentially 10 for joining. I think it depends on what the offer is because when you sent that to me, it looked like both of us would get $25 if I joined. Yeah, that's what it looked like. I gotta go check it out, but
well, perfect.
I can
we'll
add
drop our links down below and join now.
Yeah, neither of us are affiliated with Fundrise. Obviously, we don't have all of the questions answered. We're figuring it out. So we're just trying to learn. And if you have experience with Fundrise, put your experience in the comments down below. Weston and I will follow the comment threads. We'll try and answer any questions and we'll have some follow-up research. There's definitely some follow-up research that I feel like I need to do. Weston, thank you for coming on the show today and giving us the walkthrough. I super appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me down. It was tons of fun.